This has nothing to do with the actual video, but we have construction going on outside our house right now, so there's like a huge hole in our yard, and you know, I think we should build a church there, because our yard is holy, because there's a hole. Made that pun in a different video, but I believe that puns are timeless, and you should be able to make them as many times. Okay. So let's talk about trespassing the graveyard. When Grace found out about the whole thing, she joined James, Dawn, and I on our trips over there. Nathan and Ray didn't really know about it at the time because they didn't come outside much, but they both come into the story later. Because there are multiple stories to this, because we were very adventurous little children who didn't know how to just play in our own backyards, this video will be divided into different parts. It'll be like a book. A video book. I'd write a book, but my schedule is booked. Chapter 1. The Lives of the Dead People Buried Beneath the Graves. Insert dramatic horror music here. When the four of us read the names on the graves, we all, being very curious little children, were like, huh, how did these people die? What happened? Were they brutally murdered? Did they have a grand family feud which somehow resulted in everyone dying? Did they die peacefully? Of old age? 'Cause that would be boring. Hopefully they all fought to the death or something exciting like that. So Grace did some sort of researchy thing based off of the grave names, and actually found not a lot, but some information.
Wow, really? What information did she find? I bet she found details to an incredibly dark and exciting story, which we are waiting desperately to hear. Tell us this information and save us from this unbearable suspense.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Are you kidding me right now?
So yeah, I'm not sure what we found out. I know you're all dying to know what happened. That was a pun because of the graves and dead people. But actually, I hope you're not dying to know what happened because I don't remember. But yeah, Chapter 2. The White House. Note, not the actual White House, in case that wasn't obvious. Just a normal house that's white that the president doesn't live in. When we had trespassed the graveyard a few times, we came to a realization. Hey, there is a ton of other stuff on this land too. We don't only have to trespass the graveyard. You know the saying, go big or go home, let's just explore everything over here. And that's when the White House came into the picture. What's the White House, you ask? Oh, nothing. Just a small abandoned White House that all of us were very interested for no apparent reason. I can't remember why, but we all really wanted to know more about this house. Because again, we were extremely curious little people. But we were curious to the point where we kinda maybe wanted to go inside the house?
Whoa. Should I be calling the police? How many laws are you trying to break? You were already trespassing. And now this?
Okay, listen. We didn't break in. One, the door was locked. So there was that. But even if the door had opened, we all probably would have just stood there like, huh, it opened. Let's go home now to prevent getting killed. Grace later actually wrote a ghost story about the White House, and though I don't remember most of it, I know it had something to do with us climbing down a hidden ladder, probably heading towards our sad and unpreventable death. I might tell you more of the story later. Or later. That was a really big stretch. Grace's story wasn't the only scary thing about the house to me. Nope. James also told me a story about the house, which might have just slightly bothered me. He told me that once he went over to the house alone, and after just hanging out for a while, he decided to leave. As he was walking away, he heard a dog barking, and he turned to see a dog. Inside the house. Inside the supposedly abandoned house. A dog. Just how? This kinda confused me because usually dogs don't live in abandoned houses because, you know, abandoned houses are kind of abandoned. I didn't think James made this up because James didn't even like ghost stories. He made it very known that he didn't like Grace's ghost story because it was unrealistic. So yeah, the dog story mildly scared me, but I decided to push it aside at the time. Chapter 3. The part of the story where my conscience decided to slowly return from its vacation. At some point during the whole trespassing thing, a tiny voice in my head was like, Liz, you are such a terrible person. This isn't your property. Your mom has told you not to go over here. What are you doing, you idiot? How is it going to feel when you're sitting in that jail cell with a lifelong sentence in prison, looking back and thinking, if only I hadn't climbed over that fence? How is it going to feel when your parents come to visit you in jail and look at their sad disappointment of a daughter? How is it going to feel, Liz? How? Answer me. A life sentence in prison? For trespassing? Is that really how that works? Don't question my logic. The problem was, I also found the whole trespassing thing to be pretty exciting. So it was this constant battle of one side being like, wow, this is so exciting and fun. And the other side like, my parents are going to wonder what went wrong. And I'm going to be known as the child who went down a bad, unreturnable, unforgivable path. And no one will love me. And yeah, I was very conflicted. I remember climbing into the roof of one of the barns with Grace, Dawn, and James and thinking, this is cool. But it isn't cool, and I don't really know what to feel anymore. You see, I am a very indecisive person. Like right now, I deal with a major crisis every time I go to Chick-fil-A because I love the frosted lemonade, but I also love the peach milkshake. And since it's summer, the peach milkshake is available, meaning the frosted lemonade and the peach milkshake are both available at the same time. So I never know what to get. My sister and my mom say I should just rotate between the two every time, but it's not that simple.
Why isn't it that simple? It seems like a pretty good plan to me.
No, it's not. It's complicated. Anyway, the point is, I'm indecisive, and I have a heavy conscience. And that was not helping me during the whole trespassing experience. Chapter 4. Ray kinda doesn't really approve of the whole trespassing thing. Ray and Nathan didn't really go out much during the beginning of the whole trespassing incident, but it didn't stay that way for Ray. Why? Because one day, I was like, hey, we've been going over to the graveyard. You mean the graveyard we were told not to go to? Yeah, that one. Do you want to go over there? Ray wasn't too down with going over there because, you know, we weren't supposed to be doing it, but somehow I convinced her to go over there anyway, because I thought if she went over there, maybe she'd change her mind or like it. Somehow? I don't know, this all made sense to me at the time. I was hoping she would like it because then I would feel better about doing something I knew I wasn't supposed to be doing, but no, Ray just had to be a good, obedient child. Yeah, she did go over there. We showed her the graveyard, the barns, the White House, and everything else, but afterwards, her mind wasn't changed. She continued to believe the whole thing was a bad idea, which only made me feel more guilty about doing it. So yeah, that was fun. Chapter 5. How it ended. Everyone died. No, they didn't. I would make a joke about dying, but it would be a little too deep because, you know, you're buried deep underground when you're dead. I feel like I should mention I'm a very paranoid person. If I hear even the slightest noise in the middle of the night, my mind is like, well, time to enjoy our last few minutes of life because we're definitely gonna get murdered. Is this a stupid way of thinking? Yes. Do I have a reason to think this way? No, but unfortunately that's just how my mind works. So, when you combine a very paranoid person who is very imaginative and can easily come up with a million unrealistic fears, with graveyards, ghost stories, and abandoned houses, well, it's not a good combination. I started actually believing the graveyard was haunted when it wasn't. So there was one night that made me officially quit trespassing. On that night, I opened my window curtains, and in the distance, I saw the graveyard glowing. There were these floating blinking lights or something, but my vision was too poor to tell what exactly they were. They could have been something completely normal, but my scared mind was like, ghosts. And then I never went over there again. I was too scared, I felt like a criminal committing the worst crime ever, and I just decided that I was done. I told James I quit, and he told me that he'd just get Nathan to come outside and go with them instead. So yeah, I'm really glad to know I was an irreplaceable member of the group. Anyway, if you're wondering about the dog in the White House, or the weird lights in the field and stuff, trust me, there was probably a perfectly logical explanation to all of that. I might not know what those explanations are, but I have no doubt that they're there. I was just a very imaginative child who wasn't getting the full picture, so they jumped to the conclusion of ghosts. 'Cause that makes sense, apparently. Anyway, this script is getting really long, so I'm just going to move along to the end of this video. Yeah, we're done. Thank you for watching this video. If some parts sounded weird, like the audio sounded imbalanced or something, I don't know if it does. I recorded this video in 3 separate parts, like at 3 separate times, because we have construction happening, so I've had very little recording time and I couldn't record the whole thing at once. So hopefully that works out well. I honestly don't know what to expect. Anyway, the contest winner of this Discord server, what? We're still doing the Discord contests. The winner is, I think it's pronounced Crunk. Here is the art that she made for the contest, and here is the fan art. Congratulations on winning. Both of the entries are really good. If you want to be a part of the Discord contests, just look at the link in the description if it's there. I probably forgot it, but just tell me to put it there. And here is the fan art. Thank you to everyone who made fan art. It makes my day. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. Have a wonderful day, and I have many more videos coming in the future. I feel like I should put in a quick note though that things are gonna be a little weird right now with construction, but I hope to get back to normal very soon. Anyway, have a great day, eat more tacos, bye.